Game 2 now.
Yep, we're in game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of the map. He got taken down in the last game. Let's see if he can make a comeback here in the green trunks. Once again, it is Acro.
And his opponent, spawning all the way across from him here on Akalon Wastes, as the blue Terran player, it is Fuzer. Now, I guess the question we have to ask here is, are we going to see this again?
Yes.
This is actually going to be the same build.
Yeah.
There is a potential that he adds gas. Oh no, there's a second SCV. Nope.
He's not messing around. Okay. Alrighty.
I hope he expects it now, because we might actually have an interesting game on our hands.
This is the dynamics of the tournament format that we see coming into play here. You know, earlier on in the Zotac Cup, it's all best of one. So really, if you go for some type of cheese and it doesn't work out, well, you're basically just flipping a coin in the air and hoping the wind doesn't push it out there. Only if the stories are true, says Fuzer. Fuzer was talking in like third person before too. It's freaking
Oh, really? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
They both play on the European server. I mean, Fuzer's from Finland, Acro's from Germany. They play each other all the time. They used to play each other all the time. Oh, and here comes the... I should have expected that from you. Now, what's going to happen? Are we going to see a CC first out of this? Since he has two SCVs here, this is actually... One of the bunkers will most likely end up going up. But Fuzer does need to pull an SCV or two. Oh, I love the fact that he chose to pull 2 additional probes instead of just 1.
If he can prevent these barracks from getting up, Panda, this could be like the actual nail in the coffin. Fuzer already here at this point, but that SCV does look like it is going to finish that one barracks. The other one, of course, is still about quarter of the way done. And what can Fuzer actually still try to pull this off? I mean, or does he want to transition into something different?
I expect to see a cancel on the second racks and him to go for 1 racks expand, but it is Fuzer. So I honestly have absolutely no idea. We could see like double gas into 3 racks Reaper.
Maybe if he builds
all up in the air,
like bunkers on the low ground, try to do a soft contain on him. No, but he's just gonna rally the Marines back to the main base. He does look like he does want to finish up that second barracks though. So SCV is gonna jump back on there. And the probe isn't getting the opportunity to scout back in and see whether or not it's continuing or if anything's been lifted at this point. But the smart move here from Acro is to send the probe all the way back to Fuzer's base and get a definitive scout off to see, have you built a command center? Have you taken any gases? What's your plan from here?
Yeah. I like this decision. I also like his decision to cancel the Zealot. The Zealot is a big investment. It delays your additional gateway if you do opt to get one. And the second gateway just makes you so much safer as a Protoss player. And we should see a Mothership Core too out of this as soon as we have 100 gas.
And he was queuing probes for a second there. But okay, yeah, 100 gas definitely will influence that. And the probe has gotten to the main base. Does see that 2 gases have been taken for Fuzer in this or actually only saw the 1 gas. Didn't actually scout out the other one. So, small little victory there for Fuzer.
If he counted how much gas has been taken at that point, he can assume that there is 2 gas up. But if he didn't actually click on it, he might assume that the second racks has been canceled, as he now sees it floating ahead over his stalkers.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Stalkers reporting for duty. Going to be seeing everything as it goes on. And, I mean, Fuzer, I guess he's going to add on Widow Mines from here. That's got to be, like, the go-to defense if your whole operation gets shut down. And I mean, from there though, with the 2 gases, he's actually got 4 workers in the 1 refinery. A slight little misstep there from Fuzer, but is this actually one of those maps where you need 4 harvesters in the gas for it to be efficient?
I believe so.
Oh, interesting.
Something new. I would imagine Cloak Banshees from here, seeing the fact that he has a bunker up. If he's going to go Widow Mines, he would probably be okay against early Stalker pressure with just the Reins. Because he does need the additional minerals, as he's going to commit to 1 base play. With the robotics facility out, I don't know how much damage he's going to be able to do here, regardless of whether it's going to be Widow Mines or Banshees that we see. We do have a 3rd Brax on the way as well. Or I guess the second one, as the first one is burning down.
Yeah, Fuzer is going to get a scout off on the Nexus, but so he gets pretty much the maximum efficiency out of floating that barracks away. And the other one is going to get away by the skin of its rocket boosters. I don't even know, but
that was a nice save. I liked it. I liked it.
By the skin of his rocket boosters, yeah. Because, you know, rocket boosters have skin and everything. But first Widow Mine is going to go out right on the ramp here. And I'm wondering, yes, he is going to use that robotics facility for an observer right off the bat. And this is interesting move, but very smart of Acro to just say, I'm going to play this one pretty safe from here. He's got to be confident in a macro game against Fuzer. As you were saying earlier, Panda, they probably played each other many times in the ladder. So he's got to really know pretty much what Fuzer's follow-ups are.
Oh my god. We're seeing the return of some ridiculously old builds in part of the swarm, but this is a freaking throwback, man. He's gonna go for stim combat shield timing with Medivacs off of one base. This is like those first couple MLGs. You used to see this from Terran players in this matchup all the freaking time. Oh man, this is funny.
A big problem for him though is that he may be met with Colossus laser beams to the face, and you know, Acro is pretty aware. You know, Fuzer hasn't taken the command center on low ground yet, probably not coming at all, but. Stim combat shields, do you think he'll go for some type of draw combinations, or is it more likely just to go for one pinpointed focused attack?
He will most likely pull SCVs and just go for the front. I'm interested to see how it's going to hold up against the Mothership Core that we should see. Oh yeah, it's already on the field. Just popped out, and Robotics Bay is down.
Ooh, this is the Observer too. He's going to get the Observer, Panda. Could pick off there from Fuzer right before the Observer is able to get into the main base.
And now Fuzer, or not Fuzer, Acro is actually blind, so he's most likely going to need to get another observer out on the field. He does have one at home right now, but he wants... Oh no. Alright. He's assuming a marine-based aggression coming out here.
It does look like a drop's moving out, so Fuzer's going to try to do as much damage as possible. He's supply block temporarily here for the moment in time. 2 Medivacs are queued up. He's going for that +1 as well, in addition to that stim, which is about 3/4 of the way done. And back at home here for Acro, he's adding on what appears to be his 4th gas. And he's definitely going to need it if he's going to try to continue Colossus production from here.
This is going to be great against the bio composition of Fuzer.
I think Acro's sniffed this dropout too, Panda. It is going to be moving in, but Stalkers are already in position to pick off these Marines one by one.
He does get out of there. And yeah, pretty much when you see a Terran 1 base for this long, and his probe has been periodically going in and checking the fact that, hey, you know what, Fuzer doesn't actually have a natural down.
Yeah.
There are very few things that you can do outside
Speaking of that probe, he is going to see those 3 Medivacs that are moving across the field too. He just moved to the left though as that was happening. I'm not sure if his pylon's in response to that.
I had my vision on it, and he did see it, and I would assume he would actually have to like control the probe to go over to place the pylon. So I'm assuming that he actually did get knowledge of it. He knows.
Oh man, Observer's going to drop immediately. He does not see the Colossus just yet, but the laser beams will go off now. Tons of Marines are going to get fried immediately. That photon overcharge immediately being dropped there. From
that one Medivac almost goes down to the Nexus, but with the second Colossus out now, it doesn't even need Thermal Lance at the moment. He's just going to get a third behind this if he feels like it. Put down a couple more gates if Fuzer is stuck on going for this one base play, which it looks like he will be.
2 Forges going to be dropped from Acro. To just get an observer out and field the drop is going to be insanely unsuccessful. But Fuzer on the other side of the field has a handful of Vikings already gone, so he's definitely going to want to heal up these Medivacs as they come home and try to build up the biggest army. You know, shocked that he didn't pull those SCVs yet, but you gotta assume that's gotta be the next step. No command center going down, just a couple of depots.
Absolutely, this is going to culminate in like a huge SCV pull.
You got to think that Thermal Lance is definitely going to come into favor when that engagement occurs, but
absolutely.
+1/+1 started immediately for Acro too, so he's playing this as safe as humanly possible.
Yeah. I don't think he's really going to benefit from that 1/1 by the time that Fuzer pushes, because he doesn't want to wait too long, or his opponent's just going to get further and further ahead. And at the moment, I mean, those sentries just keep building up energy. The Mothership Core too. I mean, it gets to a point where you can use Photon Overcharge and Time Warp.
Absolutely. Drop is going to go down in the natural. A couple of probes are going to fall, but the Colossus will easily deflect that. Fuzer does look like he wants to boost back to the main base, but there are Stalkers here prepared to snipe the Medivac. Nope. So every single drop being completely deflected. Back at home here, the Viking, Marine, Medivac army contingency is moving onto the field. And here comes the SCV train. All right, so looking at the resources here, Acro has about 900 minerals banked, just starting to spend it now. Does look like he's going to add on additional gateways at this point in time, chrono boosting out that +1 first in favor of the armor. And if Fuzer can hit before that +1/+1 finishes, Panda, as you were saying, it could be pretty effective. A drop is going to go down natural. More and more units are falling.
Yeah. This is all or nothing right now. 6 Vikings to take out 3 Colossi. A 4th is on the way. Thermal Lance already finished. So much sentry energy. Fuzer, I don't even know.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to have God's will here to try and make this work, but oh, in the choke too.
Man, huge force fields going down. Every single SCV immediately going to be dropped. Fuzer was looking like he wanted to drop over top of the force fields there, but not going to be able to do so. Oh my gosh, huge pinning of those
Nice
Marines.
force fields. Almost trapped 10 Marines in there, but managed to fry about 5 with some nice force fields
in that engagement. So he's still got a decent amount of Vikings up. If he can just try to pepper those Colossus and whittle them down one by one. Oh, or if he goes for a drop in the main base.
This is actually something available to Terran players with this attack in Heart of the Swarm, but 2 medevacs go down before they're even finished.
One-shotting those medevacs so huge here, but the Zealots are in the back. Every single Stalker is going to fall. Both Colossus do appear like they're going to drop too, but there's the GG.